So I have been seeing a lot of videos with regards to this very prominent YouTuber. I don't know that it's relevant that we discuss who it is, but there's been a lot of videos made of her video with regards to her struggles with weight loss and having issues with diseases that are related to her obesity. Now, I think that I wanted to bring some perspective in terms of kindness and maybe a little bit of backstory to what this a particular YouTuber might be going through. Again, for the purposes of this video, I'm not gonna name her name, but she's quite prominent. A lot of people have a lot of judgments because she continues not to lose weight. So hence this video and my point. Good morning, friends. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jessica, and I engage in conversations about weight loss, weight-related disease education, and how to achieve weight loss in an affordable way that honors your way of living. So, in terms of this TikTok, or sorry, this YouTuber. So one of the things that the last video that I did see was to do with her having a really frank and very vulnerable discussion about how she continues to not be able to lose weight, and that she does try and it just ends up nothing happening for her. I do want to make sure that you're aware that that did happen to me for 45 years. I know that feeling of helplessness and not knowing how to move forward, and how vulnerable, how scary that can be, and to continue to gain and gain and gain and just not being able to do anything about it, because when you go through yet another diet, nothing changes. Not like, while the way you eat might change a little, but then your coping mechanisms don't change, neither does your perception of you, neither do you change the way others perceive you, and it's a wheel where you're trying to understand how to change things, or even some sort of kindness to for someone to say you're going to the right direction, or just someone saying it's going to be okay. How this YouTuber came out was, I guess, after a doctor's appointment, which is typical of what happens. You get your weight, then you get your labs, and then your labs, of course, when it happens is just when that's when you actually see how you're diabetic, your sugars are high, your blood glucose is high. Then it does mean that the last 3 months have been notoriously high. That's the gist of it. I mean, blood work doesn't lie. It's a black and white situation. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that it all means is that internally nothing has changed. So how do you move forward? How do you move from being stuck in this hamster wheel where you are trying your best and just not working out? Well, inherently is different for everyone. How I started is, again, we've talked about this in a meaningful way before, is just record everything you eat in a non-judgmental way and go from there. Not very many people want to hear it, because that means that things are going to not change while you are changing. Does that make sense? Outlook, the sphere, your reality, your eating, not much is changing, but it is actually changing. Now there's also has to be with the fact that yes, absolutely, you have to understand that this is not it's not a sprint, it's a marathon that is going to take you 5 years. And not only that, your coping mechanisms, meaning that the fact that you are feeling unhappy, that you are not, you cannot rely on just food to get you all sorted out. Now I have to say that what I just said is I'm keenly aware that it's very callous. Why am I saying that it's very callous? Or because mental health is so complex and so deep that sometimes just that isn't enough, and sometimes just changing is not enough. Sometimes it actually just changing a little your perspective is enough, not enough to change your body in any meaningful way, but things are happening, meaning that you're self-caring more, you're eating, you're relying less on food to deal and things like that. So yeah, because it's so unique to each and every one of us, I think that I truly think that that you or anybody judging on how other people are currently coping and just making another video, I don't know that that's useful. Now I did say it. I mean, I don't know that what I'm seeing is kindness and it's just so many judgments, so many things. And now I don't also want to paint all judges, all people that are doing all these videos into one brush of judgment, because I think that we all mean well, but I don't know that we all know realities. And what we're doing is that is also we're contributing to the spinning of the mental health that this particular YouTuber is going through. And is that thing. Yes, I would say that if anything, she should not do videos. She should self-care and just go off. Is it her livelihood? Most likely it is, which makes it even worse because she's now doing things that are actually, this is a very good metaphor for how sometimes our jobs and the mental health aspect of it is tied to our jobs, right? How do we cope with a job we cannot let go? Right? And that's a lot of us. And how do we self-care? How do we dissociate? There's some dissociation aspect to it. I had to do some sort of that in terms of where my limits were. For example, I go to my job and I do my job and I am present at my job, but I don't allow my job to go beyond the required time that I spend there. I give it my presence, I give it my best, I give it what it requires in terms of my time, my effort, my vulnerability, my transparency. But what I do not do is allow it to live rent-free in my head. Why? Because after a certain time, I clock out. I need to say, I did the best I could at this time. I cannot put it into my after hours, because my after hours are busy with my kids, busy with what I'm doing now, and busy with other things, right? So I think that when you are in a rut or when you are in this sphere where you are so don't know where to start, it is very, very important to self-care and to make sure that all things being equal, that you are kind to yourself. Does that make sense? So I think that if anything, we have to find kindness and compassion within us. Have a wonderful day.